Thank you for staying with us. Now, we had a conversation yesterday on the show where a woman was asking if she should break her introduction and go ahead with the man who she had always liked, but he never made a move until she got together with someone else. Today, we got another true life story where a lady is experiencing the same issue with her ex in her marriage. She had a friendship situation with her husband when they were young, but separated due to change of environment. She met someone else in the university and they dated for 2 years, but this one left to further his studies abroad. Now, she's married to her secondary school friend now because they met again in church. But her university friend is back in the country and unfortunately got a job in the same company as her. Now the guy is disturbing her that he wants a comeback and her husband is aware. What should she do? That's the question. Resign from her high-paying job? Now join the conversation and call us on 081 07641 679 or 090 241 63440 or tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag yourview on TVC. Ladies, she needs answers from you. She resigned. Her husband is aware. There are challenges in the marriage as a result of this matter. But what should she do? Tokwa is smiling, so I'll begin with you.
So for me, I think that a lot of times we know what is right. We just want someone, we know what is right. Our heart wants to do what is wrong, and we want someone to validate us so that we can do what is wrong. Okay. When I read this story, that's what came to my head. You're already married to someone. 100% your commitment should be to that marriage. It's not a case of you're not a baby. You made a decision consciously to marry this person. This was your first love.
Very so. So for you saying that she's not a baby, she may not be as matured to know how to handle these things. That is why she's asking questions.
So I feel because when you do as a coach, when you're coaching someone, you know people that come with an idea of what they want as answers. Okay. Then they are hoping you will revalidate that answer for them. Obviously, you are not going to resign, not in this economy. It doesn't make sense. You are a fool. You can control. You must improve on your ability. Adults, you find yourself in another situation. The principles of life are the same. That's why I started by saying that you know what is right from what is wrong. When you are married, you will have challenges. You must be committed to the marriage regardless of those challenges. You will find a way to resolve it. In this case, you are being propositioned by your ex. You might go into another company and you meet your spec, the one that you were dreaming of when you were a teenager, the one that you were thinking of when you were seeing all those meals and bones, and then you did not marry the person. You now meet the person in your office and the person is doing totori. You will hold yourself. You will hold yourself as a mature woman who is committed to her marriage. No excuses. She never read it. That's why she's asking questions. Are you not
being harsh like this?
She just said her mind out.
Right. Okay, let me get your view on this.
So I don't want to sound exactly like her, but I share the same view. I read it and I was asking, I mean, you're married. Anybody's ex can come from anywhere. And I believe any woman knows how to get a man she doesn't want off her back. You don't need counsel, you don't need prayers. You just need to decide on if your marriage is important to you. If you consider that marriage important to you, then you should know what to do. I don't even see why anybody needs to resign. Although when you have temptation around you, it's just nice to flee.
But he keeps wooing her at work.
He's wooing her.
He keeps coming to speak to her.
Why is she letting him do that? Why is she letting him do that?
You know, some men have their ways around this thing.
Veronica, any man, you know, some men even like women that other men have. There are some men that will not ask you out unless they see ring or they see that somebody else. You have to be fine in other people's eyes before they now agree that, yes, you are up to it. So it's just normal. And if we go through this and we have to open up, it happens to women every day. Sometimes your spec might be a person who get money. Another time your spec might be somebody who is so emotional, somebody who is there to say, why is this on your face? I mean, you look. You know, somebody who is so... Some people want attention depending on personality and love languages. So it might not even be an ex. There's always somebody that is waiting to do what your husband did not do. So, I mean, it's just for her to decide. If your marriage is important to you,
that decision is tough. That's why she's asking.
No, but why must you put your marriage at risk for somebody who just went and came back and, you know, why would you want to waste everything you've built over a whim? I see this as a whim.
Do you know why? Whether she really was not as committed to the marriage because the desirable was not available, and so she stuck with what was available being desirable.
So that means
she decided, okay, let me go ahead with what is available to me.
So
I may not have desired this person. And now perhaps she's seeing this as, actually, I didn't desire this person.
So that means the ex is not the problem.
She's the problem.
The ex is not the problem. The ex just happens to be, in my own case, maybe a victim or a very available option. The marriage is the problem. So her and her husband need to sit down. Maybe she married for the wrong reasons. Maybe as they grew in the marriage, their taste and preference.
You know, I'm just thinking about it because she's asking advice whether she should resign. It might not be that she wants to walk away from
her marriage.
It might be that she's willing to sacrifice her job for her marriage.
But my question would be, how long will she have to run? Why would she keep running? So if
she's trying to create a safe space for herself.
If she goes to another place of work now and another guy shows up, will she resign again?
How follows her?
That's why I said she may not be mature enough to handle this pressure that is coming to her. It may not be that she's running away. She had a connection. My husband would say, old firewood, now in the bond pass. Now, so she had a connection with this person initially, and the person returned. So it may not be a situation of she running away, or for how long will she run away. Now she's trying to create a space where this person will not be. And so if she goes to a different organization, he's not there. So she may find out that she can cope.
How do you know that he's not there?
Somebody else may be there. But because initially, calm down now, but because she did not have an initial connection with whoever it is, she can manage, perhaps, that. Because for her now, it's a matter of what we shared coming back. And I'm trying to, hang on, and she's trying to manage all of it to the extent that, how did the husband know? Did she have a conversation with the husband? Maybe she had a conversation with the husband and they are having issues. Now the pressure is much. If she continues going to that office, the husband knows that she will keep meeting this person. And so might continue to strain the marriage. Are we considering that?
Yes, Veronica. We are, Veronica.
And so trust is a major issue here.
So, no, I don't think trust is an issue.
No, because I'm going to the office, so and the husband knows, because there's already a strain in her marriage.
So I feel like in addressing the strain in her marriage is to commit to the marriage. You know, I feel that there will always be strain in the marriage if the man has a bit of fear that, you have an emotional attachment to another person, your ex, that would always cause a strain. And I don't need to see the ex every day. If the ex is putting you under pressure, it will still put you under pressure on WhatsApp. He will call you. He might stalk you. He might stalk you.
This kind of ex that went to resume where you work
in her department.
It might not be planned.
Veronica, you know what I feel? I feel like there's already a vacancy. There's an empty space in this lady and in the marriage. So the ex is not the problem. Her and her husband need to fix the problem. Because if there was no vacancy, maybe 1,000 ex would have come to her front and she might not have noticed them.
But there will always be vacancies in marriage. Marriages go through these things. That's what, you see, there will be times when even for I married my love. It was a shocking love. But in the past 13 plus years, I've had moments where I just look at him and I'm like, oh God.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
As in, like, I'm just like, God.
So for me,
imagine if during that moment something now goes wrong or I'm exposed to a weak point in my life, it would happen. So you mustn't use the weak moments to judge your entirety of your marriage. So for me, if you are committed to the marriage, even if you did not fall in love with the person before you married, there are people that have arranged marriage and decide I'm committed to this marriage. I've arranged it. My parents said there is a good family and he's a good man. I will be committed. I will stay. And if I'm having temptations within the space, I'll tell my husband, you have to help me through this. Not that I'm going to be looking for solution. I'll tell my wife over and over again, I am a bit tempted by this. This guy is entering.
Pinching me.
Please, don't be coming.
I feel like the fact that you're married to somebody does not mean temptations won't come.
Exactly.
And now?
Yes. So if she's married to this person.
She's married,
and
actually.
another person is bringing up stuff. I want you, I want you.
Clean.
She must be able to stand her ground to say, guys, stop it. And men love ladies, or let me not generalize. Sometimes men want, if you're running away and saying, it's calling me, they'll be...
No, it may not be that. This thing...
Veronica, let me finish.
Oh, you're finished.
There would be pressure to want you, but if you go and say, please, I'm married, you need to understand that this is the situation. You know, they would pull back for it.
You know, there are men that when you say that to them, they will tell you that you are just, that they understand. Let me...
And another thing I used to think before, another thing I used to think before I got married was that once I get married, guys do not look at me again because I have a ring. But now, well, I see some things and I'm like...
All right, we have a caller on the line. Kayode is calling from Aja. Kayode, good morning. Oh, Kelvin, sorry. Kelvin, good morning. I apologize for that. Yes, go ahead with your contribution.
You see this issue now, I'm watching your program right now. You see this issue now,
Yes.
For the lady, our advice, if that kind of situation happen, she should just give chance.
So,
Because
she should give chance?
Yes, from
How?
that working place. From that working place.
She should resign?
Yes, she should just resign to avoid problems.
Okay.
Yes, because
Why?
it might
What
bring
kind of
issue in their
problem?
relationship.
Yeah.
Because you said, like, from your story, you said that she got married to a schoolmate in primary school.
A school
Then later, our ex-boyfriend or our former guy that who is dating that in the university later came back and who is the manager in the company that she's working at.
They work in the same department. He's not the manager from the story.
Okay, they're working in the same department. And the guy is still calling her to come back together. She should just give time to avoid problem in the relationship.
Okay.
Never,
Okay.
ever
Your position.
advise a woman to leave her job.
In this Nigeria.
No, I wouldn't, because an empowered woman will still make a better decision every time than a woman that does not have anything. You see, this guy, if she was a full-time housewife and has nothing to do, it's easy for the man to say, I'll help you, or I have a job, I just came back, and I have a certificate in all
I
of
am
this.
wondering.
I just feel like...
Now, I'm looking at the office scenario, for instance. I am wondering what mechanism they have to protect women who find themselves in this kind of situation.
That's another good one.
Yes, what policies do you have if you feel that
harassment.
This is sexual harassment?
This is sexual harassment, then she should report it as one.
So does that organization have a mechanism where they can protect you and you can prove that this is sexual harassment, and then they follow through with investigation and know how to resolve it for her? That is one way she can go about it if she is not ready to resign that job. I am not saying she should resign, but I'm looking at the state of her maturity to handle issues like this. That is why she's seeking help. Has she explored this move of what the policy with sexual harassment in the organization is? Have you explored that? If you haven't, you might want to try that if you know that you cannot resign your job. The next thing is, look at yourself. Sometimes we need to speak to ourselves and hear yourself speaking to yourself to know that, oh, I am falling short here and that this is dangerous for my home. The consequences, talk to yourself. You are hearing and you know that the consequences of whatever I do, this is what it is. Sure. Are you ready to face that consequence? Sometimes we do not understand that conversation with yourself is very important. Where we have another call. Aliu. Aliu calling from Abuja. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
You know, when we talk of marriage,
yes,
marriage is a thing of the mind. If you are going into marriage, prepare your mind. You know there are many challenges involved in marriage. I had a scenario almost similar to this. When her ex comes to meet her after marriage, they are working in the same department just like this one. What she did was, first, she wanted him never to come close to her again.
Okay.
Secondly, when he came, he insisted. You know, men, he insisted. the next thing she did was she slapped him. And she did not do that just between the two of them. She made sure people were there before she did that. And she told him never to come close to her. She is married now. So the decision now is on her. Yes, it's on her. So she should prepare for it. If you are not prepared for marriage, please don't even, because there are challenges in marriage.
Absolutely.
Challenges. If you are not ready, don't even try it. That's all. Thank you very much. That's my contribution.
Thank you, Aliyu, for your contribution. I like the aspect of preparation. And preparation is not just about, oh, what do I need in my home? Mind preparation.
Am I ready for this?
Are you mental preparation to ensure that you can handle the pressure? It is not just about, oh, just me and my husband. There are external forces that would pressure you. How do you have the capacity to hold your own through it all when these pressures come? And this is one of it, where, like Toby mentioned earlier, that she felt that, okay, when she's married, nobody would speak to her again and all of that, and she's getting that, but she's knowing how to manage it such that it does not get into your head. Some people, it gets into their head. Oh, they may not be getting, oh, you look good, you're beautiful from their husbands, but someone out there is saying, oh, you're so beautiful, how you dress, affirmation, and all those words of affirmation, or even gifts, and they are feeling cool, and so it's getting to their head. Now, this thing is sips in silently.
And then you begin
to, you start feeling discontent within, you start reacting. You start reacting, and you see that you start resenting your partner. What did I even see in this person in the first place? How did I get to this point in the first place? But until you are conscious of the fact that something is seeping in, something is wrong with me, there is a challenge, and begin to speak to yourself. It begins with you making up your mind to address this matter. I believe we have another call. Trust is calling. Trust, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, welcome to the show. Go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, as regarding that lady, in question, one thing I would say is that her mind is not mature.
Best partner.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, her mind, she doesn't have a really mature mind as regards to what is troubling her. Because it is a very simple issue for her to tell off that man that is married.
Get him off your back.
Then if so that the man keeps disturbing her, she should report to the husband and put the husband in the picture. The husband will be in a better position to tell that man off. Now, if she wants to resign, if she is the MD or she is the owner of that company, will she resign because the man is worrying her? It's a very simple case. Except her mind is on double edge, that she doesn't know what she wants at all about the case. She's not committed, like what the other lady said, she's not committed to her marriage. If she's committed, she will end it right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trust. Right. Toby.
Yes, so in psychology, there are two things they say, fight or flight. For some people, they may decide to stay and fight it through, while for some others, scenarios like this make them want to just flee and say, I don't want to be involved in this. But the last caller mentioned something, and I was about to say, is that how is her husband helping? I remember a personal experience I had too. There was this lady that was chatting my husband. She would chat, and my husband sings in church. So after service on that day, she now sent him a message, God bless you, or thank you, it was a good ministration. I called the lady back. I said, hello, and she was like, oh, hi, how are you? She thought it was my husband. And I said, no, this is not my husband. I know that you're appreciating him and all that, but please do not call this number again. Immediately, she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. She ended the call. She deleted all the messages she sent that afternoon. And ever since then, we've not seen her and her brake light again. So I think sometimes your spouse may be helpful in bringing...
You tell him, I need your help in this journey. We talk to the Holy Spirit, for those that are Christians. for Muslims, they would pray and, you know, ask for help on that journey. If you know what you want, if you want your marriage to work, you put in the commitment to make it work.
We have another caller, Jagbo from Bariga. Jagbo, good morning. Go ahead with your contribution.
Okay. Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Okay. I'm a first-time caller.
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Jagbo.
Okay. I've been listening to your program,
Yeah.
but my own idea is that woman is a good woman. The reason why I say she's a good woman is she's not the type of woman that is in, how do I call it? Maybe a woman that is that can be argued with her husband. She's not a naughty woman, and I think she's shy. That is why she wants to quit her job. Although she has made a mistake, and she knows she has made a mistake, but
Jagbo, are you there? All right, Jagbo is gone. Okay, we need to quickly go on a break. When we return, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. All right, thank you for staying with us. We're still looking at a hot topic, and we have Yunusa on the line calling from Edo State. Yunusa, good morning. Go ahead with your contribution. Yeah.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah.
Before I started, I have not seen my sister for a while now. I hope she's fine.
Which of your sisters?
What's that name? The one that is from
Nima.
Auchi.
Nima.
Nima,
She's fine.
yes, yes,
She's fine.
yes.
She's fine.
Oh.
She's fine. Yeah.
I've been following your program for a very long time. Just that I've not been called before, so it's my first time of calling.
Welcome.
Thank you for joining us.
Okay, and the little contribution that I want to say in this issue is that, like trust, I've already said something. Like me, I've encountered such thing before. So it was the intervention of my wife that made me get through it. So I believe God can still help this woman to get through it, because I'm not resigned because of an ex that they met coincidentally in the same workplace. So I don't advise her.
All
So
right.
if really the something is really disturbing her, at least she should try and involve the husband. If there is any way the husband can help her of it, if really she really wants the marriage. You understand? Because in life, there's nowhere there's no temptation, but it's only left for us to handle that temptation.
Okay. Thank you very much, Yunusa from Edo State. We'll look at all of these perspectives now, but any comments?
Social media. So
Yes.
I'm online, and the comments, I'm not saying new comment as of today. Please tweet to us, because I can't seem to
On
find
YouTube?
any fresh
Are there
comments.
comments?
On YouTube,
It was about
no,
the
it's
newspaper.
a newspaper review. that's what people are talking
All right.
about.
Now, let's quickly take some perspective that we have. The last caller, Yunusa, for instance, also in the line with Toby saying partner intervention. Now, for that, I am wondering perhaps what the conversation or the communication is like with her partner. Do they trust one another such that she can say, CEO, this is happening. I need you to help me speak with this person. I wonder what you ladies think. Yes, because if she is not having conversations with her husband, she wouldn't have went ahead to pick his phone to call the lady. And he trusts her to say, okay, go ahead, take the phone, take my phone.
I took it.
You just did it.
You just did it.
It was after I did it, he was not saying thank you.
You see?
So I mentioned earlier that it's important to have involve your partner, because one of the things that would help a marriage work is trust. It's a foundational thing in the marriage, and she already said that this guy is threatening
Her marriage.
her marriage. So it means that there is also challenge from that perspective. So if you tell the partner to be involved, maybe it will help. There was also the part of the violent situation that maybe you should slap him or all of that. But remember, you're in your workplace. You don't want to be dismissed based on violence, and it will be on your record that you lost your job because you attacked someone. So it might be a conversation with the HR to say, this person is my ex.
Sexual harassment.
Can you arrange my work schedule that I will not interface with this person? Or let it be known to him that he should not interact with me in an inappropriate way. Yeah, so that is established. So you're setting boundaries to protect yourself,
we
but
have a call.
never resign your job.
Michael is on the line. Michael, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Yes.
Thank you. This is the first time of calling.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. All right, so I just want to make a contribution for the young lady. I just want to start by saying that marriage, first of all, is a place of discipline, and all decisions going to involve. You understand very well that about.
Michael, your line is muffled. We can't get the meat of what you're saying. If you could call back. But you wanted to say something,
Yes,
Mrs.
I wanted to say, discussing with her spouse, it's not, I like it, but I'm not sure that would be the best option, depending on the temperament, personality type of the husband. Because so many people do not handle issues of ex nicely.
Right.
They don't handle it reasonably. They go overboard. So it's not, I wouldn't say you should discuss with your husband because everybody thinks so. How is your husband? What kind of relationship? Is he someone who's reasonable, rational? If he's not rational, you might compound the problem. Then the tone of this message doesn't sound like she's frustrated. It sounds like it's an emotional dilemma. This guy is coming to me, letting me know he wants me, and I'm trying to wait him off, but I don't know what to do. So it doesn't sound like a problem. So what I'd like to say to her is, the strongest power any individual can have is your willpower, not even power of the armed forces or financial or a good name sometimes. It's your willpower. So it's just for her to decide on what she wants. Now, even when this ex is out of the picture, there's still a need for her to fix whatever issues in the marriage because there's some kind of gap that I can
obviously.
see from this write-up.
That was why I mentioned earlier that how do they communicate? Is there trust, which is a foundational thing? Is it there? And that will determine if she can speak with her spouse. But one aspect I think that we need not overlook is the aspect of men going after people's wives.
Yes.
Exes coming for their ex who is already married, something like that. I think, or random guys, I think it's important we not just focus on the woman, but also this person.
Veronica,
she's married already. What are you looking for?
Will they hear?
I don't know.
I'm not sure they will hear. But really,
No, but
there's some men that just believe their happiness is in the hand of a woman that is in another man's hand.
So I mentioned it, was it, I think so maybe Thursday or, I think it was Thursday or Wednesday that
Before you continue, we have Chidi on the line calling from Imo State. Chidi, good morning.
Oh, sorry. So I mentioned that there was a particular scenario where I found myself and I felt like I was questioning myself, like, did I do something to make, like, I'm married. Like, why would you proposition me? And like in the way it was being said, you know, so that was my first scenario with that kind of thing. So I felt really, really concerned. And then Ina told me that, no, there's nothing, it's not you. It's not, he only dates married people. Because a married woman will not come and meet him and say, I'm pregnant.
Or I want commitment.
So like, that was his clear statement. Like, I only date, he's a married man. And he said he only dates married women. He only cheats with fellow married women. Because they will also be,
cover their tracks.
He said they will not call him at night. They will not call him at wrong time because they are also married. So he had a rationale for such a...
That doesn't make it right.
When I told my husband, was like, how can you do... As in, if you see his reaction, I say, Ma, calm down, calm down.
Angela is on the line, calling from Ijesha. Good morning.
Good morning, this is Adiola.
Adiola, yes.
This is my first time calling.
Welcome to the show, first time callers.
It's a good day.
The way I see it, I will have begged the wife to leave the office because it's not easy dealing with the emotion of your ex. Because the ex may know the weakness of the woman more than the husband. So
because it's an ex, right?
I will tell you to be very, very vigilant. Because there's something you will have done with the ex. I've not ever tried with the husband. And so,
Voila.
Adiola, thank you so much. We are laughing at your contribution. Interesting contribution. All right. Yes, Tokwe, you were saying something.
Yeah, so I feel that there's the ideal. You know, we don't live in a world where everybody follows the rules. We live in a world where there's perversion.
Of course.
And some people just enjoy doing what is wrong. And in the name of freedom, I can do whatever I want to do. So as much as we would say that, yes, as much as we would say that it is inappropriate for men to proposition married women, or for someone that you've broken up with this person and she has moved on, don't go back to your ex for whatever reason, we will still have it happen. So, you know, yesterday somebody was tweeting and said, no, Tokwe, you're making it sound like everybody is a Christian and everybody is... No, some people are not Christians. Some people don't have the same moral compass that you and I have. And as much as we say it on the show, is to educate those that have like a shred or a little bit of morality in them, to remind them that, please, hold on to it. What you're doing is wrong. And we're hoping that we're penetrating people's minds as much as possible, so that if they didn't get that lesson from home, if they did not teach them what is right from what is wrong, maybe your view will not educate them on what is right from what is wrong.
Okay, we have another caller, Paul, calling from Port Harcourt. Paul, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Right. Go ahead.
So much enjoy you people's program this morning.
Thank you very much.
I want to advise the lady, the woman, sorry to say that, this particular issue is very, very difficult issue to handle, but with your own God, you can handle it easily. If she's ready, you know, the marriage can come in different ways, can take you on a way. But at the end of the day, you find yourself, is to work on it consistently. Don't give gap to virus to enter. This guy that is coming as X, they are just like virus. For instance, me and I did the same thing, but for me, I came as a trial. Let me see whether this guy is a true housewife of that particular man, because as for my marriage, I was not ready.
You went ahead to try to test someone's wife because you wanted to know why.
I tested her vividly.
Why?
For me to know that whether when she was dating him, she was a good girl. Because throughout the time I was with her, I didn't catch her with anybody. And he was saying that she's having only me, so I want to try that.
But she was already married.
I tried it.
Why were you testing
no, now
to know?
She's married.
What did you find?
What did you
Yes, the lady said no. She can't continue with him. She has made her mind to be married now, so she can't continue again with me.
So,
and I rewarded her seriously for doing that.
Really?
And I let her know that I just come as a temptation. I want to know true person you were with me and true person that you are now. So, and then I want her to continue with this life.
One quick question. What did you achieve at the end of the day? If she had given you the green lights, what would you have done?
No, I would have not tried it. Because for my mind, I have not tried somebody. Even now, I say I will never ever go after somebody's wife. So I rewarded her after saying no for 3 times that I approached her for touch. And I urge her to continue with that lifestyle. If she continues, she will never get problem with her husband. Because this is the major point in marriage. If there's no trust, your wife going to the market, your wife going to church, your wife going anywhere, you have no thought, you will not get rest at home or at your working place. So let him just bounce seriously on that ex. Let him stay true. If he loves her own marriage. Because this marriage is the peace of you as a human being. If you have peaceful marriage, you can go anywhere and come back without thinking. But if there's this particular issue in your marriage, you will not have rest.
All right. Thank you, Paul, for your call. That's an interesting perspective that you want to test people to know if they are genuine or sincere with their partners. But for whatever it is, let married women be. Focus on your marriage. And then for the lady, seek help if you need help. And especially from your organization, let them know what they can do to come in. We are not asking you to resign. Do what is necessary to save your marriage. That's where we'll leave this conversation now.